Okay, coaches, today we're going to talk about the first 30, and that is referring to what you should do the first 30 minutes you become a coach, so right away, and then the first 30 hours, which is basically overnight, and then finally within the first 30 days, so the first month of your business. Again, remember to get to your coach online office, you go to coach@teambeachbody.com. If you didn't log out and you were in there yesterday, you're going to be still logged in. And then we go over to the training tab and click on getting started. From here, we're going to go over the first 30, this lesson. So again, like I laid out for you, it is the first 30 minutes. So right away, overnight, and the first month. Let's take a look at the first 30 minutes. So pretend you just enrolled and here you are. First thing, I want you to watch this video from my friend, Jeff Hill. Seriously, he is actually my good little buddy. So watch that video. Then I want you to pour through the New Coach Welcome book. So I want you to read this whole thing. It's super short and it is going to go over, again, your kind of first 30 mindset and action plan and your support system and connections you need to make or should make, and what our 4 vital behaviors are, which we're going to go over in greater detail in this training, the vital process, which we're going to go through on this training in greater detail, and just a lot of things that I want you to familiarize yourself with today. Some rewards and recognition, some of this language that you're going to hear a lot, Success Club, Success Starter, our annual coach convention and coach summit, and things to mark your calendar for, etc. So you'll watch the video and you'll look at your coach welcome book. Now, this next link is actually for the Upline coaches, but let me pop this open just so you can see, because I think it might benefit you as well. But notice that it's for sponsoring coaches, because you actually are going to become a sponsoring coach yourself, assuming that you decide to build a business here, which is probably why you're in this training. So just know that when you become the sponsoring coach, you can use our training, this new coach training for your coaches. And here's a little checklist on things you want to be making sure. And we will help you as you learn how to onboard and train your new coaches. Since you're still new yourself, we help you out with all of that. But this is a checklist for the uplines, just to make sure that you are doing everything that you need to be doing to start off with success. So that, again, was the first 30 minutes. Let's back things up. And let's back things up again. And that was the first 30 minutes. So let's look at the overnight. What should you do in the first 30 hours? And hopefully today you'll have some homework to do from this very lesson. So I want you to do the Business Quick Start Guide. You're going to fill this out with your coach ID, your upline coach, your sponsor, your upline's name, phone number, and email. Obviously, you want to make sure you have that information. And then who is the upline diamond in your organization, and who is the upline star diamond in your organization. And you might not even know what those ranks mean yet. No, don't worry about that. And it could actually be the same person in all 3 of those spots. And it could be 2 different people, could be 3 different people. You're going to want to set up your coach profile and websites. We have a helpful video that walks you through that you probably already did. But again, your screen name, which is probably your name, will go right there to help you find your site. And then let your coach know, of course, that you joined them. Obviously, you've done that or you wouldn't have found your way into this training. And then get connected on social. These links will be different. Some of them, if you're in the UK, there are just, these links are still important and you need to connect, but I think there is an additional Facebook page for UK that I want you guys to plug into, as well as our National Wake Up Call. Now, the National Wake Up Call should become a weekly habit. It does not take a lot of time. In fact, you can put on headphones, put it in your phone, subscribe to this free podcast, and then, once a week when you're driving or folding laundry or doing dishes or walking your dog, make sure you listen. It's very important in terms of motivation, in terms of wherewithal in the business, because new products are announced, new things are happening, and it always brings you up to speed. It always gives you a little shot in the arm. Now in the UK, they have a different national wake-up call, and but you have access to ours via the podcast. But you guys will have a different call number and listen link, and yours even is on a different time. Mondays, I believe, at 4 o'clock London time. The 4 vital behaviors we're going to talk quite a bit more about. So that's the business quick start. Make sure you have done that. And then you have an action plan. Write your why down. Pen and paper this if you want to print it or type it in. Put it in writing. That's for you. That helps you kind of solidify the reason you're doing this. And we're going to touch more on this topic again later in this first week of our training. But you want to help at least 3 people join a challenge group. Remember, we talked about that being one of the goals for your group. You want to hit Success Club. You want to earn at least $100 in commission. We talked about getting your costs covered. We want you to complete this training and stick to your own fitness and your own nutrition via our products. So you've got some action items here. I'd like you to fill that out. How many hours a week? How many days a week? What's your time commitment that you're looking at setting aside for this business that you're building? And just sort of like potential obstacles. Why don't you address those? Look at those. What's your commitment? How are you going to overcome them? And just, accountability check-in and just general housekeeping items. So please take a look at that. And again, that's in the first 30 hours. So that's in your overnight. So I want you to, in this training lesson today, make sure that you have done everything you should have in the first 30 minutes you became a coach. And I want you to take between now and tomorrow's lesson to do everything that you should have done in the first 30 hours of your business. Then finally, the first 30 days. So this month, let's take a look at that. So this is pretty cool. Coach Basics Participant Guide. So the company has a Coach Basics program. And of course, our team has a very personalized, very specific, our culture, how we are training that is rooted in all these lessons. So if you want to familiarize yourself with these are things that you're going to be learning, language that you're going to be learning, verbiage right here, Success Starter, Success Club. We are going to teach you how to use the My Challenge Tracker app and the portal. We're going to teach you how to run a challenge group. You're going to know what a challenge pack is and all of these things. You're going to, install the Coach mobile app on your phone, those things. So I just wanted you to know the company provides that in the event that a coach were to randomly sign up without mentorship from a team, they could navigate and find their way. And then finally, this is really cool. It's actually fairly new, not to date this video, but it's a way for you to learn to better talk about Shakeology. So this is something that's definitely worth looking at and filling out. Describe how you feel when you have poor nutrition. How do you feel now that you're using Shakeology? What's changed for you? And our team has come up with a testimonial video that we just love, and we all have different takes, and I'd love to share that with you. So, and I'd love to include your story in our team's testimonial video. But this will just basically help, my favorite recipe, just stuff like that. So this is a great resource for you and quick reference, etc. So that you're going to find under the first 30 days. But basically the first 30 days, you're going to be hanging out with us in this training. So again, just to review, I want you to catch up if you need to on what you should do the first 30 minutes you become a coach. And if you've already done that and you're feeling like, I have already done that, I'm way ahead of the game, then familiarize yourself and make sure you're doing all the things you need to do within the first 30 hours of becoming a coach. And then if you've already done all that, then hey, then you're listening to the podcast. So why don't you let me know what your national wake-up call takeaways were for the week? All right, you guys, great job today.